Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Today, Ricky and Scott join me to answer your listener questions, and we get some great ones. We have a family who's staying at Pop Century Resort, but they're thinking about stopping off at Bar Riva for a midday break to grab some lunch. They have some teenagers along the way, so we talk about that. We also get a question about booking some Disney Cruise Line port adventures, the advantages and disadvantages of booking with Disney Cruise Line or a third party. We also have a question about Princess Half Marathon 2026. One of our friends of the show is going down with her friend. They get to run together for the first time. It's going to be adults only. They want to splurge a little bit. Where should they stay? We talk about that and parade/fireworks viewing for the new Starlight Parade in August. This and more coming your way on today's show. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the great folks over at the Magic for Less Travel. They're a platinum earmarked agency, which means they are the best of the best. So when you want to book a trip to a Disney destination, that's super important. So you want to always make sure you're booking with the best. And that's the great folks over at the Magic for Less. So check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible, so thank you so very much for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2719 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week. This is going to be a fun one for us. We are here to answer your listener questions. Scotty G and Mike together. We're going to have a fun time here over the next 40 minutes or so, talking Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, and just having a good time. So joining me today to answer those listener questions with you, the captain himself, who's headed to Walt Disney World today, checking in at Disney's Boardwalk Inn, the unique resort down at Walt Disney World. It is, officially not really a resort. It's an inn. It always gets me when I'm doing quotes because you don't end it with resort. You end it with inn. Always gets me. Scotty G, Must See Adventures. What's going on, buddy?
Happy Wednesday. So happy it's the time has come. Like, I'm very fortunate. We're very fortunate, right, Mike? That we get to travel to these great destinations with our families so often. We work hard for these to make these moments, but it's kind of weird. I haven't been since it's funny, like I haven't been since November of last year, but that's kind of wild. Like
that's
6,
a
7
long
time
time for you, honestly. That is
it kind of has
for
been.
Yeah.
So like I'm excited. I'm so excited, like it's been like 7 months, and it's been a while since I've been to the boardwalk. Really. I'm trying to remember. Like I think it was 2020. Remember when I did like that long stay, like 3 weeks during the pandemic, and I think we did a few nights at the boardwalk then. So it's been about 5 years since we stayed at the boardwalk. So super excited to stay at the boardwalk. Easy access for 4th of July fireworks was kind of part of the reason for our location here. I think all of us do that, right? We kind of choose our location based on what are the goals for the trip, and 4th of July is one of the biggest parts for the pre-cruise, obviously. So boardwalk it is, and can't wait to fly out of Detroit later today and make our way down to the boardwalk. Under the boardwalk. It's going to be a great time.
So let me ask you this, because today is your departure day, and it's always an exciting time for a Disney fan, whether you're going on a cruise, going on a world, heading out to Disneyland. What does your departure day look like? So are you taking, for our listeners, you taking the first flight out, you taking midday, you doing a half day of work, you going last flight out, and like, how do you get to the airport? Like, what is this particular trip? What's your departure day looking like?
Great question. Each trip is kind of unique, isn't it? Like, I'm normally let's do the first flight out, especially in the wintertime, because I feel like wintertime, like I don't want to deal with delays. I feel like you're better luck getting that first flight out. I think it's always better first flight out. Plus, like you just want to get the vacation started. But this time of year, I try to like save as much personal time off
You
as
are
I
the, I
can.
will say, you are the, and we talk about this all the time. You're the PTO master. You're the master of the long weekend, squeezing, getting 4 out of 3 kind of thing. And I applaud you for that.
Well, that's what I'm kind of doing here. So yeah, so I'm working a half day today, here on Wednesday, because tomorrow, the third, is the stock market is a half day. My company is tied to the stock market, so we observe a half a day there, and then we get Friday, the 4th of July off. So for those 3 days, I'm only having to use 1 day of PTO.
Dude, smooth. You are a
So
smooth operator. Like nobody's been smoother since Michael
and then it's
Jackson.
going to be the weekend, then Saturday, Sunday. So for those first 5 days of the trip, I'm only using 1 day of PTO.
You are smooth, man.
Isn't that great? So yeah, so I'm going to work today a half day. So that's kind of how we're doing our travel. So we're going to do the midday flight, work a half a day. I'm going to have a team meeting, signing off at noon. In-laws are picking us up. We're going to work at home, get the drive to the airport, because it's a longer trip. So I don't want to necessarily pay for what are we doing, like 11 or 12, 11, because we're doing four nights, 5 nights on the cruise, 2 nights. Yeah, I don't want to pay 11, 12 days of parking at the airport, right? So in-laws are going to take us. I get picked up, and then then we'll land or like around 7:30. So I got to ask the listeners here, and I'll ask your opinion, Mike. Listener questions. I know we're gonna get to the questions, right? But you asked me this, so midday travel, get there, check in. I have a Via Napoli reservation at like 8:00. Do I keep that, or do I go for maybe like a counter service or something like around that area, or I have like a 10:30 Beaches and Cream because they're open so late. Do I keep that and just go for like ice cream for dinner or something?
Yeah, I would. The first arrival, I might just go beaches. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you could just walk over there, because then it takes all the pressure off, right? And you could roll up even earlier and possibly say you get there and like you just roll over and maybe get in there at like 9:30. You know what I'm saying? You're there a little bit early and then get you. Because you might want like a burger and an ice cream because you need a little protein.
That sounds kind of good, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, getting into Epcot, you might not feel it. It's a lot of, plus when you have an ADR, you're like tied to something. Even beaches though, it's later. It's not as stressful because you don't have to. You're gonna definitely hit that window because it's like a little.
I agree.
Yeah,
I can't believe Beaches and Cream is open till 11. I kind of love that actually. It just seems good after a travel day, and then because I want to make sure we have time to get checked in. Hopefully the room will be ready, by the time we land. I've had some bad luck with that, but get checked in, unpack, walk over to the beach club and have Beaches and Cream. We got that. We got an ADR booked for that. So maybe I'll cancel the Via Napoli tonight and stick with the beaches. I mean, obviously I got to talk with the girls, we got to plan that out.
Absolutely. You got to check with the boss.
Got to be on the safe side. I think that's what they're going to lean towards anyway. And then, sorry, Via Napoli. Maybe we'll catch them later on in the trip or on the next one. But yeah, maybe we'll keep the beaches.
We got 3 for 3 in the chat from Jason, George, Mohawk. People said Michelle's all said beaches. Go for that. But George came up with that awesome hack. Remember, you got the pizza window on the boardwalk. If you had a hankering for pizza, just grab a slice.
Oh yeah,
or you get a whole pizza there too. I mean, you could.
You can.
That way you're not. It's not Via Napoli pizza, but it's not bad pizza, and you can still get a pie.
For sure. And Jason says unpopular opinion. I think
that's a popular opinion. I agree. I'm 100% with him too. We've talked about that 100 times. Beaches and Cream was better when it was smaller because it's so loud.
So much better.
It's so loud. But
it was cuter, and I know now you can fill more people, right? More seats, more people in seats, but dang, it just felt it was just cuter. It just felt more homey when in that smaller location. Yeah. But yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll share where we end up tonight. But yeah, that's the travel plans. And I guess let's get on to the list.
Yeah, let's do it before we get sued. All right, we have a question from Lisa here in the in the inbox. She's in Buffalo, New York, and she says, "Hello, BOGP crew. I'm looking for some advice about whether or not Bar Riva would be a good place to stop for lunch. We're spending the morning at Hollywood Studios, and I was thinking the Bar Riva might be a good place to stop to have a light lunch on our way back to Pop in the afternoon. I don't seem to hear too much about Bar Riva, but the things I have heard have been positive in regards to the food and drink selection as well as the ambiance. I'll be with my husband and 2 teenage sons, so I'm wondering if the food and drinks are worth a stop And I'm also wondering if this is a place you all would be comfortable bringing teenage boys. Thanks for all you do, Lisa. So I've never been to Bar Riva. I've been to like Primo Piatto and stuff like that, but you have been to Bar Riva. So what would you say to this situation?
Yeah, especially like in the middle of the day. I think that's fine because I think she was saying like middle of the day, like stop there. So yeah, I think with the teenage sons, I think that's totally fine. We've been there with Emily plenty of times, and it's been more for like a midday like cocktail midday drink. I know they have like strawberry daiquiris, like Shirley Temples, things like that, you know. So like, you know, the everyone can get like a little mocktail there too. I'm not super familiar with the food menu though. I'll just say that. I know they have offerings there, and it might be similar to because I'm based on the location, I think they might share a kitchen with the Primo Piatto.
That's what I was guessing, because it's probably back to back.
Yeah, I think they kind of just
built.
connect right there. So I think they might have similar offerings there. So I don't know if anyone in the chat is like, I can try to pull up a menu too, but I think it's similar offerings there too. Like I know of people like I think Pam would be great with this too, because I know like they've dined there quite a few times, like in the middle of the day or like late at night too, just to snack on some things there too. But like you, like I've heard really great things about the food offerings too. But the ambiance is great. Like I love it's just a chill spot. It's close to the pool, so it might like in the middle of the day you might hear some like loud, like you might hear some kids screaming, yay, like having fun, you know, like going down the slide, having fun there. But like I kind of like that. Like I like that happy cheer sound, people having fun at the pool, you know, like especially in the middle of the day. So I think you have a terrific time, and I think that's a great option for you and the family.
And with two teenage boys, I'm just saying, like, if they want something like off menu, I would be comfortable with sending them over to Primo Piatto at that point, because then you open up a whole lot more options. You know, they could get a burger, they could go get a pizza, Primo Piatto is going to have something they like, and it's just right around the corner. So they could go get something they like. You and your husband could sit there and have a drink, or, you know, they could come and grab it, because you can just mobile order from Primo Piatto, come back around, and you have a lot more options too. Because like I said, they share a kitchen probably. I know they do.
Yeah, I like that call. I like what Paul said in the chat too. Like another thing, like the hard pass on the Primo Piatto though, you got the air conditioning though, so you got to put that in consideration. No,
yeah,
like because Primo Piatto does like that air conditioning is really nice depending on the time of year for sure.
It is. All right,
because like that is one thing. It can get pretty warm in Bar Riva. I will say that because depending on where you're sitting, you might not feel that breeze as well in there. So just take that into consideration.
All right, Paul's got a question. Flying into MCO, but the cruise isn't Disney. What's the best way to get to Port Canaveral? Uber, Tiffany Town Car. So yeah, we take private. So I'm trying to say, so it's not a Disney cruise, but I mean, you can always get a private transfer. Tiffany Town Car, Happy Limo is another company I've used to get over there. You could Uber. I mean, yeah, Uber will work. You could pre-schedule Uber. I've never pre-scheduled Uber from MCO, but I do this at Disneyland all the time from LAX, and it works fine. Like you just do it. I think you have to do it like 72 hours before. I always do it when I come back from the hotel at Disneyland to LAX, because I schedule the first flight out, because when you're coming east, like I just want to get back at a decent time. And so I leave my hotel usually like 3 a.m. at Disneyland. And so I'm always worried I won't get a driver at 3 a.m. So I scheduled a couple days early, and it always happens. There's a driver there at 3 a.m. at the hotel to pick me up, and it works great. So if you're going to do Uber, you can schedule that ahead of time, and it's always worked out for me. I mean, your mileage may vary, but yeah, I mean, we've used Southern Elegance limo service with success. That's what I would do. Third party.
Yeah. I like that. I never actually priced a rideshare like an Uber, so I don't know. But like the cool thing about that is you can just go into the app and kind of take a look right now. Like Mike said, like pre-booking, you can get a good idea what that price calculation might look at just by like loading up the app to get an idea.
All right, a friend over in Scotland, Graham, says, Sebastian's Bistro. Have either of you done it, and would you recommend it? I did.
We did this together.
Yeah,
we did it together.
But it was, man, it's been a minute. It was like right after it opened, but I loved it.
We did. We did a pre-pandemic, so it's changed since then. Yeah. Or was it after? I can't remember now.
It's been a while. I mean, it was right after it opened. So it was probably pre-pandemic. Yeah. I mean, God, that's been a long time. That's over 5 years ago. But I mean, the thing is, people have done it recently in the Discord, and it is still getting rave. I mean, it's consistently getting rave reviews. Like, I do not hear a bad word about this place. I hear good value, good food, fresh variety. I mean, it's hitting all the right notes.
It's great. Like my family likes it. It's unfortunately I just don't go there enough. Like it's kind of off my radar, sadly. I know Jason's been on the podcast. Him and his wife really love that, and Veronica, I know she's a vegetarian and she really likes that too. So I think there's some good vegetarian options there as well. So something to consider for those that are vegetarian.
All right, question that Paul has as well about excursions, booking. In Disney Cruise Line calls them port adventures, but they're excursions on other cruise lines. But if you're looking on your Disney Cruise Line Navigator app or in your online booking engine, they're called port adventures with Disney Cruise Line. But do you guys book through Disney or do you book with your travel? So the way that works is you're going to book that on your own because you do that at midnight. And your travel agent probably isn't up at midnight. Plus, it's going to be based on your Castaway Club level. And the way it works is you're going to go through and just basically build a personal itinerary for each day. So it's going to say like day 1. And it'll show you on your whatever itinerary you take. Like for our itinerary next week, day 1 for us, well, it's kind of confusing because day 1 is going to say Port Canaveral. That always confuses me because that's just when you get on the ship. Day 2 for us is going to be Nassau, and it's going to say everything that's available on your Nassau day. So you could go do all these things. Day 3, Castaway Cay. And so it'll show everything you do. Like you could, do the Stingrays, you could rent bicycles, you can get floats, all that kind of stuff. Day 4, Lookout Cay and all the stuff you can do there. And basically what you do is you just select everything that's happening that day, but it's not just what's on the island. Like later on that day, there might be a mixology class on the ship. There could be a tequila tasting, a beer tasting, a spa treatment.
Like
yes,
that.
Your Palo brunch that day when you're at sea or whatever. So you just go through and just pick everything you want. And basically you build like a personal itinerary day by day and put them into your cart. And that becomes your port adventures and everything. Now, when you're doing a cruise where you're traveling, say to like, a 7-night Caribbean cruise, you're going to like Tortola, you're going to the Grand Caymans or Cozumel. You're taking these you're going to ports that aren't private islands that Disney owns. My best advice is always book with Disney Cruise Line on those adventures because here's the one thing. If you book with Disney Cruise Line with those adventures, they're not going to leave you behind if it's running late. Like that's the biggest thing. If you book with a third party, like a port adventure or a excursion, and for some reason it's not running late and you're late getting back to the ship, you could be left behind. It rarely happens, but it could. But if you're booked with the port adventure that is, the sanctioned one with Disney Cruise Line, they're not going to leave you behind. They're going to wait. They're going to hold the ship up. I'm super nervous about those kind of things, so I'm always going to book with Disney Cruise Line so I don't miss the boat. Literally like that. And it's not that much more expensive. It's probably about the same. I've always heard that, so I'm not playing games with that. So, but you never hear it happening. I don't know. So, what do you think? You've been on, cruises where we've gone to Cozumel and places.
Yeah, and I did that last summer with another cruise line.
That's right. So what do you think?
And it was just that was kind of different for me, like because we went to places where I wanted to book all these excursions because it was like in Europe. So it was like, oh yeah, I want to see all these different things, and yeah, I went straight through the cruise line because for your exact reason. I think I even said this on one of our videos, is like I kind of see it as like an insurance policy almost. Like there might be like you might find the same excursion through like a third party, and you might see booking it through the cruise line is a little more expensive. But I just took that as like my insurance policy.
Yep.
That I am going to arrive to the ship on time, or even if I'm not on time, I am not going to miss it. So. Because I don't want to take that chance, but I know people that will book it separately and they claim like, oh, I saved so much money doing this. I'm like, yeah, that's good for you, but like I had the peace of mind, for the last 7 months that I was.
It's not just that day. Yeah, it's not just that you feel good that day. You feel good from the day you book it till you do it. Like you can sleep.
Yeah, because for
like 6 months.
Yeah. If it's a summer cruise that I booked the excursion in January,
exactly.
I'm gonna be questioning myself for those 7 months. Like, did I do the right thing?
Exactly.
And then you're gonna watch the price keep increasing on the cruise line one. Like, oh, did I do the right thing? Yeah. 100%. So I always recommend book through the cruise line.
Yeah, the same.
Unless if it's like a crazy difference, and then you've heard all right. I don't know. Then you got to make a decision. But you heard from me and Mike.
It's that big a difference. Like seriously. All right, Catherine's got a question. Hey, BOGP crew, thanks for filling my week with Disney magic. This is Minnesota kindergarten teacher Katie heading to the boardwalk next week. Hey,
We're both going to the boardwalk.
we're all going to the
this week.
boardwalk next week. That's nice. My family of 4 plans on rope dropping, Cosmic Rewind, and we know the front entrance of Epcot is our best bet. Crazy, I know, when the International Gateway is at our back door. We're thinking a lift is our best way to get to the front in the morning. Do you agree? How early do the parking lots open for lifts? We are early. I guess it says risers.
Early risers, probably.
I'm
Yeah,
guessing. All
that
right.
is interesting.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, a rope drop because buses. Because there's not a bus. There wouldn't be.
It wouldn't
a
be.
bus.
I don't think there would
from
be
the
a bus.
boardwalk.
Yeah, so
if
you would
can't
want to
get
do
in.
a ride share. Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, is it
I-
worth that hassle?
I don't know,
mean,
but I will say though, I think International Gateway will open a little. Just from my experience, like International Gateway entrance will open a little bit earlier because of that. So say Epcot opens at 9.
yeah.
International Gateway will open a little bit earlier to make it fair. I felt like I've experienced that before. Like I'm not gonna put that in stone or anything, but I feel like those have been my experiences, so that people can get to the same spot, and then there'll still be a rope. Like they'll still like let you in kind of early entry, and then there'll still be like a rope that you can still get to Cosmic Rewind, and then they still won't let you on until the park officially opens, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and they're on-site resort guests. They're going to get early park entry. So here's the thing too. I mean, I think she's trying to beat everybody, right? But is it worth? Okay, here's like an is it worth it kind of situation, right? Is it worth it to pay the extra money to get the Uber, catch the Uber outside of Boardwalk, go all the way around to the front of the park? I mean, I don't know how old their kids are. That's the question. Like if they're teenagers, I'd say light them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, it's not. It is like a diagonal, right, from the International Gateway to get to Cosmic Rewind. It's a haul. I mean, it's the opposite side of the park. But man, I just don't know if it's worth paying $20 to maybe gain 5 minutes. I don't know. Like this is like, what would you do? I think I'd still go in the International Gateway and haul it.
I mean, and I know that's not what they're asking. So I mean, this is what we would do. Like
That's what I would do. I would go in the International Gateway
because I honestly think it'll open earlier than it does the front of the park.
I do too.
just
I do
based
too.
on
I think
other
they're gonna. I
experiences
think
I
they're
had.
gonna build that in for you. Yeah. I think
And then
it
they're
would
just
still
going
be
to
fine.
hold you at another
I agree.
standing point so that everyone can kind of enter at the same time. But I think the question was though still about
How early do the parking lots open?
yeah. So I think the parking lot's open.
I want to say an hour before park opening.
I was going to say an hour. I was going to say an hour before park entrance. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I know they say like the buses run like 90 minutes before, but so like it could be maybe 90 minutes still potentially because but I think the bus lanes are open where the car lanes are still kind of closed. Like they'll have like because they're color coded, like the traffic lights will be like red for like the cars and they'll kind of like back up.
Mhm.
So I want to say it's an hour before park opening.
And see, that's a gamble too because, what if your lift gets caught in traffic? Well, I mean, if you're an hour early, you're building that in. But man, that's a lot. I don't know. The Shoe Leather Express never fails you. That's what my grandpa
The Shoe
always said.
Leather Express.
That's what my grandpa always said. I would just hoof it. That's why you're at the boardwalk. I don't know. That's
I like the thinking too. I like the where you're thinking like, yeah, I'm at the boardwalk, but because I've done this too. I've thought like,
yeah, it's a good
'cause
thought.
you want to get to the front. You want to get to the front. Save the legs. Like
Yeah.
my family would be thinking the same thing. They don't we're on vacation. Why do we want to do the Leather Express or whatever that is that Mike just called it?
That's a tough call. That is. I mean, you're right. I mean, because you are on vacation. That's true. All right, Joe's got a question. He's over on YouTube. Joe732. We arrive on July 5th at the Riviera Resort, 2-bedroom suite, preferred view.
Ooh, that's a great.
Dude, I'm saying, dude, doing it right. I'm getting there the same day, but I'm not in that. What recommended view? Pool and lake or Skyliner? Which view is recommended? So he's got. Let me go back. He's got
So 2-bedroom at Riviera.
pool and lake or Skyliner. What view is recommended? I mean, if you can get a view of the I don't know what the view what it
I
actually
think
means, but
so. I think if you have a pool view, you're still going to see the Skyliner, though. Is the thing.
yeah, because you'd be looking out over that water, and the
'Cause
water is
you'll
going to
see
show the
Caribbean. You'll
Skyliner.
see like the Caribbean beach resorts still, I believe. So I would. Well, would it be like the side? Because there's like that. No, I think you would. I think you would still see the Skyliner.
The thing
I,
is with
I
with Disney and their water views, they get really tricky with those a lot of times. Like a lot of times they'll say pool, and it could be like the feature pool, or it could be a quiet pool, right? They're not specific on what pool it could be. So it could be feature or quiet. And if they say water, it could be a pool, a quiet pool, or it could be like it could be like you said, like that big body of water at Caribbean Beach.
that's what I'm curious about. Yeah,
If
because
it
the
just
pools
says
are right
water.
next to each other at the Riviera. Like the quiet pool is right next to the main pool.
Yep. Yeah. So that's at the
But
Riviera.
if it's a water view, there's like a body of water way off to the side of the Riviera, which
Yep.
then would not be a Skyliner view. I feel like.
Yeah, barely be. You're talking about that one that's by the Skyliner station for the Riviera, that like body of water there of the fountain,
Kinda, or no, I'm thinking
by
like
the mosaic.
maybe I'm thinking more like way left. Well, you don't know which direction I'm facing though when I say way left, but
The one that's
um,
between the two hotels if you're walking like by Martinique, Caribbean Beach.
no, I'm thinking like the opposite end. I think like we're like the other end of the pool where there's like the play, like the splash area. Isn't there like a body of water over there maybe, or
Yeah.
maybe not?
I would just,
I don't know.
here's what I always say. I always say go to the front desk and just tell them exactly what you're looking for. Like describe it to them. Don't go by views and like categories. Say, I would like to be looking at X. And then they can kind of get a better idea of what you're looking for.
I will say both of those are really great. Because I've had parking lot view rooms and those are okay at the Riviera. I will say though, I've had parking lot view rooms where I could see Spaceship Earth, which is kind of sweet because I love Spaceship Earth. But I think I would go Skyliner view because I think that would be the most exciting for me staying at the Riviera because that's like the bigger draw to me for the Riviera is the Skyliner. So that's what I personally would pick would be a Skyliner view.
Yep. All right. Kyle's got a question and it says, hey, Mike and Scotty G, we're going on the Treasure in August. This is our first cruise with other parts than Castaway in the Caribbean. We're going to do the Eastern Caribbean. We have excursions on in Tortola and St. Thomas days. Does DCL provide towels, water, snacks, etc.? One of our excursions is a beach day on Tortola. Do you recommend bringing a backpack with supplies? Thanks. Kyle is in Pittsburgh and he's tuned in on Facebook. Okay, so trying to think so Disney Cruise Line.
Did you do this one? Or
Yeah, I did Eastern Caribbean, but I did on the Fantasy before the Treasure was sailing. So Tortola is awesome, by the way. And the Eastern Caribbean is awesome. It's my favorite itinerary. So you're gonna love this, and the Treasure's amazing. You're gonna love this cruise. I'm thinking about booking this one for next summer.
I actually am going to be placing my placeholder on it. I already know the dates.
On this cruise.
Yeah,
dude, we'll have to do it because I want to do this one too.
there's going to be other listeners on it.
Okay,
that
let's do it. Let me know because I want to do this. Let's see. So, do they provide towels?
So I always like bringing a bag.
Yeah, I always bring a bag. Yeah, with every like sunscreen and all that stuff. I'm trying to think because I don't think they give you towels for like the off Disney islands, like as you're leaving the ship. Because I don't think they want to lose them. Like, because if you take a towel at Castaway or Lighthouse, like it's their island, so they're gonna get it back. I don't think they're going to provide you. Now, when you get back on the ship, I think they have towels like as you're getting back on the ship because like they'll have like cooling towels, like, like towels that are, wet and like dry off and clean off because you're coming back onto the ship. They're not going to lose that towel.
And they're going to have like one of those carts
with water. And they're going to have water for you and stuff like that, but they're not going to give you snacks. Yeah. They're not doing that as you go into Tortola or St. Thomas. So no, I was trying to think of the experience. They're not giving you
now where you're going for the excursion. And I don't know enough about this excursion. Like they might have towels.
They
there.
probably
I don't know.
Yeah,
I would read the details on that or maybe like do some further research on that excursion. There might be a couple reviews on it. Maybe like they might have towels there. Yeah. But I always recommend bringing a backpack and maybe having a couple towels in your bag, obviously some sunscreen and things like that too.
Yeah, I always bring a bag. Yeah, like a backpack for the day. Yeah,
Man, but that is such not to get too sidetracked, but that was the beautiful thing about like Castaway, like the private islands, because like you're gonna have the towels, you know you're gonna have the chairs. Like man, that is such a beautiful thing about the islands.
And I'm just telling you, Tortola is like a sneaky, awesome stop. Like when I booked that one, I was like, Tortola, I've never heard of Tortola. And because we zip line there, that was what we did that day. But I love Tortola. It was beautiful. Like it was so pretty. You know, St. Thomas was too. But I love Tortola. Oh, can't wait to go back. Yeah, so we'll have to talk. We'll be all together all next week, so we'll have plenty of time to talk. All right, Robert's got a question in the inbox. Question about the nighttime parade and dessert party. Good evening. I'm a fellow running enthusiast and a relatively new listener following your podcast for the past year and a half. Me and my wife and 3 girls, 8, 6, and 2, are heading to Disney World in August. We're doing a 3-part split stay. Saratoga Springs, Boardwalk, and Animal Kingdom Lodge. Hey,
that's
Scott,
a great split.
well, the 2 of the places you're staying this coming week.
Right. Oh yeah,
That's
I am.
right. I am a planner and have a question about the logistics of the nighttime parade. We reserved a pre-fireworks dessert party, and I'm wondering if we'll have a decent view of the parade from the viewing area or Tomorrowland Terrace. My alternative is to take the boat from Wilderness Lodge after Storybook Dining and just go for the parade on an earlier non-park day. Any thoughts? If the latter, will we be able to sneak out easily enough before the fireworks? Love your show and thanks for the advice, Robert Bailey Jr. So what do we think? So they have a pre-fireworks dessert party, and he's wondering if they're going to get a decent view of the parade from the viewing area. I guess he's at the Tomorrowland Terrace is what he's saying. So think about the parade route. It's going to be the same parade route, I guess, that Spectro used to have.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
Tomorrowland
I'm trying to
Terrace.
think too. So this is going to be the pre. So they're going to do their dessert party before the fireworks, right? That's how that one works.
Right. And I did it. I just did the dessert party, but we did it. We saw the fireworks and did the desserts after.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to
That's
get
going to be
great,
challenging, I think.
I don't think you're going to get a great view.
I agree.
I would not recommend it.
I would not recommend it either. I think it'd just be kind of stressful, kind of. And I like the idea of just like coming back another night.
Yeah, I would too.
And watching the parade and kind of just like planning for like, okay, we're gonna lock in, we're gonna focus on the parade this evening, kind of a deal. And like the other night, we're like, let's just, because I think we'll just have a little extra stress, right? Like let's just focus on like the awesome experience we're gonna have with the dessert party and the fireworks, and then come back another night, take a nice peaceful boat ride over, and then do the parade. And who knows, we might learn more by the time, because we haven't even seen the parade yet, right? So maybe we'll learn more as that comes closer to that date. But once the parade launches, I think it's like July 22nd or
20th. Remember, it's
the test track is the 22nd. That's right.
Remember, it's the day man walked on the moon. It's
right.
2 famous days in history. Man walked on the moon, and we finally got a parade back in the Magic Kingdom.
What a day.
It's both miracles. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. So I think once we learn more about that, like we might be able to tweak that answer some, but I think your best bet right now, Robert, is maybe coming back for another viewing. But I think Mike's in agreement there, maybe.
I am. And here's the thing too. I think this parade is going to be really amazing. And with kids that age, I would stake out a spot up close. Like, I think this is going to be like a curbside experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's going to be great. Like, you might think it's great to be way back at the Tomorrowland Terrace and kind of get like a bird's eye view. But I think with the character interactions, the lights, the performers that are going to be in the light up costumes, like I remember Spectrum Magic.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, there's going to be something I think a little bit intimate about this parade. Like, I think your kids will get a kick out of the characters, like making eye contact with them on the curb. So if you can sneak a night where you can come over after, like I said, Storybook Dining at Wilderness Lodge, catch a boat over, that I think it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be one of those experiences that when you see the parade, I'm hoping, I mean, again, like you said, we haven't seen it, Scott, but I'm hoping that when people leave the Magic Kingdom that night, they're going to be like, wow, like that was worth the price of admission right there. And I think you're going to see it up close. That's what I like. So, All right.
I appreciate you listening, Robert. Like
Oh, yeah.
newish listener. I appreciate the support of the Be Our Guest podcast.
Heck yeah. We love it's so crazy, right? We've been doing this almost 18 years. And when we find new listeners, it just blows me away. It's like, yes, thank you. I love hearing that. All right, we have a question from Mary. Says, hey, Mike, BOGP team. So excited that my friend and I got in for Disney Princess Half Marathon. We're talking about that on Sunday night. That was a miracle and a half. That was stressful for a lot of people. We both have been to Walt Disney World a few times with our respective families, but this is our first Run Disney event and our first non-work trip together.
Wow.
Going to Disney with your friends, kind of fun. Scott and I have been doing that for like
first Run Disney event too.
I know we've run a few races together.
We've done a few of those.
Wanted to ask you all where you'd recommend we stay. Budget feels like less of a concern since this is two adults splitting the bill. I'm thinking about the convenience for getting to the race, as well as prioritizing good food, alcoholic drinks, and adult fun. We'll be probably able to stay 2 to 3 nights due to family and work obligations. Thanks for all you do. And Mike, especially thank you for introducing me to the Lizards. I credit my success in registration to the magic of that group. My friend was stuck on the registration isn't open, so hang tight page of doom by the time I got us registered. Best, Mary in Philadelphia. Yes,
that's great.
We're going to all just shh on that and just thank everybody that was a good person that day. We got in. So,
wow, this is amazing. We could just spend someone's money right now and just tell them where to stay. Yeah.
Well, yes. And I mean, you know what though? It's bonding. I mean, God, we've bonded so many race weekends together. That's why we're sitting here in captain's hats and we're going to be on the Disney Magic this weekend. So we have too many stories to tell, but go ahead, spend the money, Scott. Where are you going to put them?
Oh man, I know what you want to say, but like, you're not spending enough money if you tell them Pop Century, Mike. But I know that's like a Blizzard home.
No, because I mean, like, this is a splurge. This is a celebration, right? I mean, they're excited. They're getting to run their first Run Disney weekend together. It's Princess.
So
I think they need a deluxe because they're only going 2 to 3 nights, right? Live it up.
I know.
And they want to have they want good dining. I think they want good food and drink. So where would you put them, like, at the epicenter of food and drink for a race?
I know. Weekend? So I will just say this for location. I love staying on the Sassagoula for these races. Like, Old Key West is my home. I just love staying there. I think it's super convenient it's super close to get to the races, short bus ride back home, but food and drink got me. Like, there's one particular resort that I think is great for 2 adults having a great time, Run Disney, staying out late, lounging, having a good time. And that's the BOGP home resort, Discord resort, and that's Coronado Springs. I think that is the place to be. And I'm not saying the outer rooms. I love the outer rooms, but I think for this particular resort, because you're saying deluxe, it has the deluxe feel, and that's the Grand Destino Tower. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
That would 100% my pick for a moderate deluxe. And again, oh my God, it's recency bias, and I'm not even there. But what about the boardwalk?
Ooh, oh yeah.
Okay, because you're close to Epcot, right? Everything's gonna be happening at Epcot. Now, of course, you can't just walk in for the races. You still got to take the bus, the Run Disney transportation. But you're right there. I mean, but you have all the energy of the boardwalk at night. You got Abracadabra. You got Flying Fish if you want to have a meal right there. You got all of the restaurants at Epcot and all the dining experiences at World Showcase that you're just walking over. You can get drinks together. You could just ride the Skyliner over like to Bar Riva if you want. Boardwalk could be a nice splurge, or Yacht and Beach Club, same thing. That the Crescent Lake area might be calling you for a couple nights. I'm just saying that'd be kind of fun. I wish Jelly Rolls was still around.
And I was trying to think of like a good princess theme, and like I was kind of thinking Riverside, but those rooms, I would kind of stay away from that for this weekend.
I'm not a huge fan there for just 2 adults.
So I think
it's more for the kids.
I like the Grand Destino Tower or Boardwalk. I think those are 2 great options. Like, crunch some numbers, see what the availability looks like. You can't go wrong with either, honestly. I think you're going to have a splendid time. I can attest to the transportation being really good at Coronado for those race weekends. There's kind of 4 stops. Boardwalk, you're going to have 1 main stop for the bus, which Mike and I stayed at Boardwalk many times for these race weekends too. So it's kind of out front towards that main bus area. So either way, your transportation is really good too. So you're just going to have a splendid time and just have have a great time at
Oh
Princess.
yeah,
It's
and
gonna be awesome.
we got to hear about it because this is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
I love that the goal is running a Run Disney race with your friend, but also good food and drink while you're down there.
Good food and drink too. I mean, you had me there.
That's
but,
our goal.
yeah.
Every race weekend we go down. I mean, that's it. All right.
I mean, John Pelkey is gonna love this story.
Oh,
You're coming down for
dude.
a race weekend, but you're gonna have good food and drink too. Like, bring it on.
And you got to find Riley in the corrals. You got to find Riley and get interviewed. Like he's the man of the people out there at 4:12 while you're waiting for the race to start. And you just got to, if you don't have a story, make one up. Just,
And I think that's where, I mean, I don't want to like, share their identity. I think that's where the race announcers stay is at Boardwalk too. I have a feeling that's where they're at.
yes, they do. Roger that.
So you might run into some Run Disney celebrities if you're at the Boardwalk.
Yes, you may. All right, time for one last question before we blow up everybody's spot on one podcast. Here we go. Zach has a question. Hey, Mike and the gang, my wife and I'll be going to Disney World for Wine and Dine weekend while we are at Disney World. While we are Disney World and Run Disney veterans. This trip will bring something completely new to us. We'll be traveling as first-time parents with our new baby. Congratulations.
Yay, congratulations.
He'll be about 4 months old when we travel. And yes, we're taking the grandparents for help. I know most of y'all's kids are now grown, minus Ricky. So my question is, could you give us one thing to do with our son that you would do with your kids or wish you could have done with your kids on the first trip? What would it be? I know we won't remember this, but as you know, we will. As always, thanks for all you do, Zach.
Bam, I already know my answer.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I would love to do a capture your moment session.
That's what
Like get some mouse ears. Like I think I can just picture it all. You all get mouse ears with your names, and like the photographers are so good, so they'll have some great pose ideas with mouse ears, and just do this beautiful session like in the hub grass or like close to the castle. I just think that will be just a memory, and you'll have these great photos captured of you all just with your 4-month-old, and that would just be precious, I would think.
That's it. It's the photos. That's what I was going to say too. And also what I would say is, because, Zach is, 'cause I've seen him around for a while, is establish a spot at Walt Disney World that if you're going to go back year after year after year, find the spot where you can take that picture trip after trip after trip, right? Like,
just don't have it be the snowman and
that's it. But I mean, that's
don't have it be something that's going to move. Like
that's 100% it. Like you got to find the spot that you think will be around, for the next couple of decades, right? Like that'll see the kid do his first drink or whatever, 21 or something. And it's hard these days, right? It's not going to be like, I'm get my picture in front of the Liberty Bell not happening. Don't do that. So, but you would have thought.
Cinderella Castle, I guess, would be the partner statue. There you go.
Yeah, well, yeah, we hope. Yeah. So, but I would, find, like, look into your crystal ball and say, this is going to be safe. And, because that way you can say, oh, look, here you are as a 4-month-old, and here you are as a, 18-month-old, 3. And, it'd be cute to see the progression of the family, get that in the same spot every single year. But this is the time to establish it, trip one. But, like, I love capture your moment because with the little Mickey ears and stuff, that'd be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and just get a photo with Mickey too. Like,
yes,
I wish I had that. We went when Emily was 3, like 3.5, and I wish I had like young little Emily and like 4-month-old, 6-month-old Emily with Mickey Mouse. Like, I know she wouldn't remember it, like you said, Zach, but the parents remember it, right? We remember it, and I wish I would have had a little bitty Emily with Mickey Mouse. So that's another photo. But yeah, just take photos and videos of everything. The videos too, like the videos, I think would be just so great to have those memories too. So just have the best time. And if it's Wine and Dine this year, which I think it is, reach out. I'm going to be down there too. So we'll see you down there.
That's right. And I listen to a tech podcast, and one of the things the guy says on the tech podcast, he's like, don't discount taking like just 10 to 15 second videos, like just little snippets. You don't have to take like 5-minute videos, and everything doesn't have to be like a movie. Just like little 10 to 15 second snippets of your kids, so you can hear like your kid's voice in 10 years and 5 years, just so you can put little montages together. And like with, Google Photos and stuff, how to put things together, just like, just a little moment in time, 10 seconds of a video, just of a little interaction of them eating during your vacation, or them interacting with a character, or them getting on an attract, them just laughing, or them in the hotel room getting ready for the day. And I never thought about that. He's like, it doesn't have to be a 5-minute video every time. 10 seconds, 15 seconds will be precious later on. I was like, gosh, that's so easy to do. You don't have to make it a movie. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. All right. And Dennis says they get their pictures taken at the Poseidon Fountain in Italy. That should be there. That. Let's hope. Let's hope. All right.
The things we used to do are gone. Like the Soren sign, the snowman. The mine birds are still there in front of the Finding Nemo. So like,
are they? Because they just redid the outside.
Did they? Oh, okay. Well, there's another one that's gone.
Maybe they just painted them. I don't know. It makes me nervous.
There we go.
All right. So we are going to jump out of here. We'll be back on Friday. Friday's already recorded. It's in the can. It's Scott and I. It was an open line. We took a couple of questions, but we gave final instructions for everybody that is sailing with us on the podcast cruise. We walk you through the first, getting up on Friday morning, or it's getting up Sunday morning to get you ready to get on the ship, kind of walk you through all the way through dinner so you know what to expect on the cruise. So it's a lot of fun there. It's a different type show, but we had a good time recording that one. All right, so we're going to jump out. We have the shows. You'll have shows even while we're on the cruise. Don't worry. We do not miss a podcast. We're right there for you. And we're going to be broadcasting live from the ship next week, so make sure you're following our social media for that. But don't forget, in the interim, while we're gone, you can still book amazing trips with the Magic for Less. Just swing by the website over at themagicforless.com. Agents are standing by right now to book great Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, even Adventures by Disney trips for no additional cost to you. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. Prime Days are coming up July 8th through 11th as you're getting those amazing deals. Use our link too at the same time. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make this all possible. Can't do it without your support. $5 a month is all it costs. And for that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. All right. The socials where you can follow us this week. Be Our Guest Mike. Instagrams where I'll be lighting it up with a lot of stuff. So Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram. Also x.com and Threads. Scotty G is at Epscot, EPSCOT. Go follow him there and all those locations. But Must See Adventures is where you need to check him out on YouTube. So, Scott, what's happening over on the channel?
Just hanging out at Aulani. So it's our Hawaii trip. So if you want to learn more about Aulani, go over there. We're traveling right now, so we probably won't have a whole lot of videos coming out right now. But if you want to catch up from some old videos, we got our European cruise from last summer and our Aulani videos posting right now.
Good stuff. Remember, you can always go back into the library and check out stuff a second time. Just make sure you like and subscribe so you get notifications every time something's posted. And who knows, we may go live on the channel from the ship too. So
we might.
We're going to go live in all the places. We're going to mix it up.
But you definitely want to follow me and Mike. I hope you guys like us, because on Instagram, you're gonna see us all over the place. We're not trying to rub it in. We're just having fun.
We just like sharing.
We love to share.
Yeah, we just want
you guys to be with us, and since you can't physically be there, we're just gonna pretend that you're with us.
Yeah, we're not introverts, as far as this stuff. So there you go. All right. And also come over to the clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. That's our Discord server. It is free for everybody all the time. It's our little hang. It's our little cheers. It's our little corner pub. It's fun. If you want some awesome Disney fans, that's where they're at. So come on over and join us, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right. We're going to get out of here and wish you a great Wednesday. We'll be back with another show. We got the replay from Sunday night coming your way tomorrow. Fun Friday. Lots of shows coming your way. So we'll be catching you on the socials. So for Scotty G, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.